mind turn this on. How we going, everyone? What is up? What is up? Where's my microphone? Here she is. Hello. Hello there. Hello there. I was trying really hard to finish the solve before the intro song got to the bit where I usually yap. And it was touch and go, honestly. Trying to get a little bit of warm up before Chris joins us, before we get involved in a game of Cubes. Not Me Cubes is in the chat. Hey, I just noticed you dropped a new video, Not Me Cubes. That's exciting. I just saw that one drop. Who all's here? Cubersome, welcome. Welcome, Miles. Jeffrey Chen is here. Simon Says is here. James Melby. Sawyer. Did I say Jeffrey Chan already? I'm pretty sure I did. Gokkablak is here. Lots of people. Lots and lots of people. I was late by like 30 seconds because YouTube was being an absolute goober. And just the go live button just wasn't lighting up. OBS was doing its thing. Everyone was playing its part. Everything was playing its part. Everything was fine until the last moment when I just wanted to hit that go live button and YouTube was like, nah, it's not happening. Okay. Okay. Listen, shut up, everyone, would you? Jeez, I'm trying to talk here. Right, here. Here's what's happening on the show today, okay? Essentially, you've all seen the thumbnail. Chris Mills is going to join us today. He's just back from the SSL, the Gan SSL in China, the Super Speedy League, the Silly Sausage League in... I don't know where in China it was. That's a good question for Chris Mills, who's joining us later. And we are going to... We're going to mine him for... This is an interrogation today, essentially. This is a sort of extended interview today on a number of things, because there's a few things up in the air over the past... What episode is this? 13. So over the past 12 episodes, Gan has featured as a, hey, what the hell's going on there kind of noise regarding a few things. Namely, the Square-1, the 4x4 and the Gan 15. With the 4x4 and the Square-1, is anyone that worried about the Gan 15? It's like, oh yeah, cool, another Gan 3x3. I think I'm more excited, I think, about the Square-1, which is ironic because I can't even solve a Square-1. It's the only WCA puzzle I can't solve. And I won't solve, all right? It's not that I can't, it's that I won't. And the 4x4. I do like 4x4. I'm bad at it. I'm very tragic at it. But, yeah, I think I'm more excited about that. The Gan 15, I'm like, it's going to happen, isn't it? It's going to happen anyway. Like, it's inevitable as the sunrise. There's going to be a Gan 16 next year. We know this. Cubersome, I don't want Gan 15. I want Square-1. Maybe I'll learn Square-1 if I get a Gan Square-1. That's not true. I just don't... it's not because the hardware's bad. Kuranir, you're not late. We've just got started. Who was flexing? Someone got a new cube. Got the maxed out 10. That's very nice. Miles won a giveaway. What did you win? That's exciting news. Let's have a look at... Oh, we had a poll. Let's go have a look at... First of all, let's have a look at this number here. Look at that. 3,735 subs. Are we going to hit 4K? Are we going to hit 4K this season? That's incredible. That's kind of shot up 200 in the last 28 days, which is epic. So thank you to all of you who have subscribed. And also... if you do subscribe during the stream, my little bar here up at the top there, you can't see that, my little bar here up at the top, that'll go up and turn red, and a thing will happen on screen if you subscribe. So like 80% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, which is sad. You know what's wild as well? Our latest video, which I just scheduled for yesterday, like right at the end of the week, I was like, no one's going to care. This is going to get 200 views. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm not even going to look. Because I don't want to make myself sad. It's sitting at number 3. It's sitting higher right now than Max Park Conspiracies, higher than the 35, not as high as the 49 by 49. That emergency broadcast did very well, didn't it? I was very pleased by that. Torkuga just subbed. Thank you so much for that. I'm more hyped for the Diane FTO than any new Gan products. Well, we are actually briefly going to look at the Diane FTO as well today. There's like a picture to look at, so there's nothing much. But anyway, this is all very exciting. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. I appreciate that. What was I going to look for? Oh, I wanted to look at our poll. Oh, and I'm in the wrong screen. I don't even need to be here. Why am I here? We're getting mirror cubes from Chi. That's right. I want to go to this post. Here we go. I asked everyone, pick one or you will explode. So I hope you all did pick one and didn't explode. Commiserations if you did. This is devastating for the Facebook. If Mark Zuckerberg's watching, which I assume he is, if Mark Zuckerberg's watching, then this is a big F for you, my friend. Officially no one in my audience cares about Threads. I keep forgetting it's there. And then when I do remember it's there, there isn't anyone else there. So anyway, Twitter, meh, mid. And then this option, both are for boomers, 74%. That's pretty overwhelming, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm not going to waste any time on Twitter. That's what I learned. That's what I learned, everyone. So I appreciate you all for taking part in that. Miles, I think I saw you on Reddit, didn't I, in the comments saying I ordered the Diansheng the day before Diane announced their FTO. That's sad. Oxford, where's Chris? He's currently just getting himself organized, and then we're going to add him into the call. We're going to have a quick game of Cubes, and then we're going to get into stuff. Oh, there's more FTO pictures in the Discord of FTO solvers. Oh, I might have to go and have a look at that. I wonder if they're out in the wild yet. Am I still in the FTO Discord, or did I leave that one? I've joined in the process of like investigating things. I've joined Discords and then just being like, well, see you later. Because I don't really need to be there. I'm just there lurking around. Okay. Well, that was the poll. We're going to do... Yeah, the next thing is we're going to add Chris in. Okay, so just bear with me, everyone. We're going to attempt to add in Mr. Mills here. And see if we can... Oh, I need to start my virtual camera. There we go. I've started a call with Chris Mills. He's here. Hello, Chris.
Good morning.
Have we got... Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, you're very quiet.
There we go.
Have you got any more volume than that?
It's fine.
Are you... Oh, wait a minute. I can turn you up here. I beg your pardon. That's my fault. Right, hold on a second, everyone. Relax. I need to switch to a different screen. I think we want to be here. And I think I need to add Chris in. Bear with me, everyone. Bear with me. We just need to... This is just a little bit janky while we solve this situation. I think I'm just going to have to add a new screen capture. Video capture device. Oh, no, not a video capture device. What do I want? Audio capture. Mac OS audio, Mac OS screen capture. Here we go. I think I just want to add that one, Discord. That should hopefully do it. Your screen has gone black, just FYI. Oh, no, you're back.
Yeah, I was just switching the webcam.
All right, I'm just...
my fancy one.
Oh, very nice. Okay, cool. Well, while you're being fancy, I'm being incompetent, so that's pretty standard. There we go. How are you going? Is there jet lag? Is there...
No, it's only 4-hour time difference to China, and I got loads of sleep on the flight, so it was pretty easy to get back.
Very nice. Yeah, okay, so we're not in too bad shape.
No.
We're not in too bad shape. Okay, so yeah, before we get into talking about the Silly Sausage League and all
yes.
your adventures in China, which I'm very excited to hear about. Super excited to hear about all that. We are going to start with a game of Mills. Game of
Mills.
We could make it Mills. If I don't know. I know. I'd have to change some stuff. That would take a minute. Michael Trippidy is in the chat, and he just wrote Mills, and then I sort of half read, half talked. Where were you in China? What city was it in?
Guangzhou.
Guangzhou. There we are.
Yeah, the third biggest city.
Okay.
Still like 5 times as, kind of, yeah. Still like 5 times as many people in that city than New Zealand, but.
And it was your first time in China, though, right?
I've had a layover there before for like a day, but my first proper time.
Okay, cool. Okay, is Chris's audio sounding okay, by the way, chat? Let me know, because I've just noticed that I think I might have a double up, and I think it was way too loud there for a second as well, so we might have wrecked everyone's ears. Okay, so we're going to play a game of cubes. I need to get CS timer up. You can see my screen, hey?
Yes.
Yes, marvelous. So here we go. A game of cubes, for everyone who doesn't know, is a ridiculously complicated little game that I made up so that we can, so that anyone can verse anyone, ideally. And it uses how you perform against your WCA average. And what is your current WCA average, Chris?
615.
6.15. Okay, so ATB, for any of you looking at the screen here, ATB means average to beat, and that will adjust slightly depending on how we solve. I accidentally threw it a little bit against Daniel last week, which was pretty rude of me. I'll try not to do that. I'll try not to do that again. Simon says just a little bit loud, Chris, still. Okay, cool. I'll just crank that down. You leave your levels the way they are, Chris. I'll rock that here. Okay, cool. This is our first scramble anyway, and we're going to solve at the same time. Okay. I don't know if you saw versus Daniel last week, but we've adapted it slightly so that we are just solving at the same time so it doesn't take forever.
All right.
That all makes sense? Do you remember Game of Cubes?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
I
great.
think so.
Great. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to use this one. I'll just reset my wee session here. I'm going to use this session here. You can play along at home. There's a scramble up here, and you can jam your times into the chat and let us know. So Chris, of course, coming straight off the Gan SSL, and I'm coming straight off just doing my shipping. So my hands are cold from the shed. But I have been ripping on my. I was watching the replay of the SSL last night on the Happy Feet stream, and grinding on my Chi Smartcube, which we'll have lots of cubes to talk about. I've accidentally scrambled my Smartcube, so I'm technically using a Smartcube today, but I swear it's not connected to anything. Okay. That's my daughter and her mate dancing on my phone there. Okay. Didn't realize that was going to show up. Cool. All right. I'm ready when you're ready, Chris.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it. Straight into solve one, shall we?
All right.
And it's a trust system for inspection. Where's that?
I'll be very surprised if I get any solves under 6.15.
Oh, real? I'm aiming for 21, I think. That's a Y or a V. I can never remember the names. There we go. 27. Oh, for goodness sake. 2707.
I got 719.
Okay, 719 for Chris. 7.19. And I got, what did I say? 2707. 27.07. Okay, for those of you who haven't ever seen this before. Oh, see, that's a blowout again. Maxed out at 50. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen this before, this is called Game of Cubes. It's like Game of Skate, but it's for speed cubing, and it's about how you perform based on your WCA average, all right? So if you go over your average, you get a negative score. If you go under your average, you get a positive score, and whoever's the best scaled score wins. So in this case, Chris was 16% slower than his average. I hit over 50%, which is very, very poor. So Chris there has got the point, so I've taken a letter. First person to score the word cubes loses. That's pretty much all you need to know. That's fairly concise. But people will still be confused, and that's fine. Okay, let's go. Solve 2. There's an R2D2. Thank you very much. A double R2D2. I'm not going to play the sound again. That's a bit much. Okay. In your own time, Chris.
All right. That was a bit better.
Oh, yo, there we go. Okay, 1967 for me. Oh.
I got 527.
Oh, okay. What did I say? 1967, wasn't it? 1967, and you, what did you say?
527.
527. Relax. Okay, so I'm taking even though I got a 19, I'm still taking a letter. That's rough. That's rough. Very nice. Okay, let's hit the next one. F, D2, L2, R2. Try not to say that out loud. Just because it's annoying more than anything. Not me cubes with a 7, X cross into PLL skip. Did you see that as well?
I got an X cross.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why are people yelling Kalindu? It's Kalindu in the chat.
1967. That was his meme.
Oh, of course it was. Oh my god, I thought he turned up in the chat there. That would have been amazing. Okay. Jeffrey with a 6 as well. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Let's do the next one.
That's not a good PLL.
Oh, I forgot how to finish an F perm. 1919. Look out.
Oh, you beat me on that one. I got 694.
This is really bad news for my average to beat though. 6.94 for Chris. Chris takes a letter. Let's go. 2 19s in a row.
Nice.
That's not too bad. There was some nice stuff in there. Nice stuff in that one. Cuberson with a 12. Free Kalindu in the chat. Jeffrey with a 6. Jeffrey. Oh, yeah, Jeffrey's just flexing his same 6. Okay. Deep. Okay. I am ready when you are.
Yep. Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I don't hate this.
Jeez.
Oh, no. Serious error.
Oop.
What are you up to?
DNFing.
Oh, no, really?
546 DNF. I missed a move.
Let's
I'll
go.
skip into Z time.
I love winning on technicalities. That's how I got Charlie Eggins. 23.64 for me. So, yeah, it's not great, but I think it's going to be... Wait a minute. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not right.
That's not right. What's happening here? This is not right. Why DNF beat -8? Oh, okay, I should have got the letter there. That's unusual. Code broken. Is anyone good at this stuff? I need
just put in a time that you would beat me with.
Oh, that'll affect my.
That would affect my ATB.
It'll affect your. Well, your ATB needs to stay the same. It'll affect mine if I. What's happened here? This is suboptimal. I can't remember how I wrote this. How I wrote this code either. Shall I just? No, I don't want to manually overwrite anything because that's not a good idea either. Okay, let's just. So you should have the letter there.
Yeah, we're supposed to be on C.U.
C.U. Okay. We'll just have to run it unofficially for now. We're on C.U. each, but the code has messed with us. Okay, here we go. Let's do another one. Okay. When you're ready. 3, 2, 1. Solve that cube.
Let's go. Okay.
Still doing triple sexy like a big idiot. 22-7. Okay.
I got 640.
That's looking pretty good. Oh, look at that. -2 to minus 0.2. Okay, so I'm losing track now. Basically, you need to get another one over me, hey.
You're on Cub and I'm on Coup.
I'm on Cobb, you're on Coup. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Down.
I got 2 OLL skips in a row.
What? Rude. Did you see the 2x2 stream that I did the other day on Cubers Live where there was just like crazy illegal scrambles? We got a 3-move solution. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. I think they'll all agree. Production levels today are basically on par with the Gan SSL. That's pretty much what you're watching.
I did not spin good.
No good spins?
No good spins.
I'm not doing the spinning very well, but I've had very nice spin setups, you know? There's high potential for good spin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, give it a spin.
Oh,
there you go.
Let's go. 18.6.
I got 678.
6.78, which means I'll take that one. Nice. Is that Cub each? Cub each, technically. Very tight today. Very tight game. Okay. And when you're ready.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah. Not good spinnies.
Oh no. Brain fail. Brain failed me. 24.6.
I got 736.
Ooh. 736.
Oh.
Okay. -13 to -14. That's very close. Love that.
So I'm on Cube.
You're on Cube. Yes. And I'm on Cube.
Yes. No, you're on Cub.
Oh, right. Okay. I'll tell you what. Well, no, because that'll affect the ATP. I don't know. I don't have a quick fix for this yet. This is literally my nightmare. Like, I sort of was like, yeah, we'll bring Game of Cubes back. That'll be fun. I'm pretty sure we fixed that sheet. Hey, I'm pretty sure we ironed out all the kinks back in 2022 when we were doing it, and everything's good. So, like, literally the worst case scenario is we find out after I bring it back that there's a problem with the sheet. And here we are. Okay. Yeah, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Look at that cube. AUF.
Oh.
AUF kicked my butt.
It's going to be close.
What was I? 17.5?
I think you might.
20.
Sure.
What are you looking at?
I got 598.
Ooh, it might not be good enough. Is that 20%? It's only 9.
Damn.
Damn.
I lost.
So I've got 1 each. Yes. 2 wins in a row. Woo! 2 wins in a row, but also dubious first solves from me as well in both of those matches. So yeah, very, very dubious. Okay. Now, I'm going to have to just copy that. Can I just copy? Let's just see if I can Apple see the Discord screen, then go on full screen and paste it. There we are. Okay, cool. I can do that. I'm just gonna have to move my face a bit and then make your face a bit bigger. This'll do. This is so janky today, but it is what it is. That's kind of how I'm rolling at the moment. I'm kind of embracing it. Okay. Thank you very much, thank you very much, Chris, for that very exciting game of cubes. Right.
Yes.
Listen, lots to talk about today. I think the Dianshen, the Diane FTO can just wait for another day, honestly, because
yeah.
that's not really. I
don't know what I'm talking about. I have one, and I can solve it, but that's about it.
Do you? Oh, is that the Diansheng?
Yeah, I can solve it. I have one solve sub one. That's
you?
what I was doing at North Island Champs. I was staying with James, and he was teaching me how to solve it.
Oh,
and then
nice.
I was like, I'm gonna get a sub one this weekend, and then I did. And then I've solved it like once since.
Very impressive. I haven't got one yet. I keep they've been like you've so for context, by the way, Chris used to work here at speedcube.co.nz, used to do the shipping. Oh yay! I just got a notification to say that more are being delivered today. So yeah, we the FTO is selling out like every time I get them in. They sell out so much so that I don't have one yet, which is kind of annoying. Like I want one, and they keep selling out. They're going faster than any premium 3x3. Like any 3x3 release is being dwarfed by how fast the FTOs are selling. Yeah. There's a lot of crazy buzz around this puzzle in the community, I am seeing.
Yeah, everyone's got one now. Everyone's got one, everyone's getting one.
Everyone's posting solves on them.
Yeah.
Bit of a process left before we can get it into the WCA, but I think it's probably going to happen. Yeah,
I saw a post on the UK Cube Association Instagram today, and they always do little posts of their competitions coming up, and it will have like the icons of all of the events they're having.
Yeah.
And they have the FTO icon in the post because they're hosting it as an unofficial event.
That's great, because I noticed Diansheng were offering money. They were offering to sponsor competitions.
Yeah.
And I've been nipping at Daniel. He's got enough going on, but I've been nipping at Daniel about that. It's just like, hey mate, there's money on the table here. Go get it. Because I think that's pretty exciting. I like to see, here's a great segue. I like to see companies investing in competition. Someone's telling me Chris's voice is being heard double. I think that's because I've got, if I just mute that, can you just say hello, Chris?
Hello, Chris.
Hello, there he is. Okay, now I think that should be fixed now. Thank you, SAC2. I appreciate you in the chat there. I've kind of lost chat. It's kind of it's all got away on me, but we're gonna get into some stuff. So, Chris, fresh back from Guangzhou in China, and the SSL, the SpeedCube Super League from Gan.
Here's my certificate of honor from Mr. Gan himself.
Amazing. You've met Mr. Gan.
I don't really know what it says.
Same.
It says certificate of honor, and it's got my name and then my name in Chinese.
Ooh, that's cool. That's very cool.
I got a bunch of swag.
Yeah, you got that. You had that game shirt, hey?
Yeah, got the new shirts. I got a medal up here. Oh,
nice.
Ooh. There you go. Got a medal. It spins and everything.
What's that card? What's that card beside the medal?
That's from the Ting Man video.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he made cards, didn't he?
Yeah. That's pinned up on my wall. That's
some super swag. Okay, so yeah, what I was saying was segueing from Diansheng putting money into competitions, Gan clearly putting money into competitions, because that was a hell of a production, hey?
A lot of money. They paid everyone to fly out there, like themselves and their parents if they needed to. They put us in the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in.
Really?
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, like it was a crazy room. Like there was buttons to open our curtains. The rooms were massive. The best shower I've ever been in. It was pretty awesome.
Okay, wow, I need to get in on this. This sounds pretty good. So yeah, and as well as that, so they paid a lot of money to have you all there. They also handed out a lot of money in prize money. Was top prize not like equivalent to like 10,000 US?
Yeah, yeah, it was 70,000 RMB, and yeah, you divide it by 7 to get to US dollars.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's incredible. And I think I heard Dylan Miller saying that that's like 3 times more than the 3x3 winner gets at Worlds.
Yeah. And also, even me, who got like essentially last place
Oh,
between
did you?
9 and 16th,
Yeah.
because there was only 8 people made it to the next stage.
Yeah.
We also got 1,500 RMB. So that's like $400 New Zealand.
That's not bad, hey. That's
It's
not
not
bad
bad,
for
yeah.
turning
Just
up
for showing
considering
up. Just for showing up.
and
Yeah.
considering they paid you to show up. Like they
Yeah,
they
yeah.
they covered your expenses to show up. That's great. So yeah, that's the first question is because I only saw the stream of the top 8 and you were notable by your absence. So I was like, "Oh, okay, I can do
Yeah.
the maths here.
Yeah.
Chris is not in the top 8." Where did you finish?
So they had a few different stages. They had a seeding round, which then ranked you in order of what group you picked for the group stage. And then they had everybody in 4 different groups, and then the top 2 from your group of 4 made it to the top 8. So in the seeding round, I was ninth, and then I went into Group A, which had Timon, Du Yufeng, and Shunghook Nam. And then I went up against Nam first. He beat me 2 sets to 0 and beat me 4 solves to 0 in every set. And then I went up against Timon Koloshinsky, who beat me 2 sets to 0 and beat me 4 solves to 0 in every set. And then
Wow.
went up against Du Yufeng, who did exactly the same thing.
Oh my
So
god.
uh, in the group stage, I did 24 solves and I lost all of
That's devastating. And I bet they weren't
them.
bad solves that you were doing, hey?
No, there was a couple. I think one of the solves I got like 509 and Nam got 505 or something like that.
Yeah. Was there
So
any
just
here's the thing though, like looking at that lineup, was there any group that wouldn't have been devastating?
yeah, so I think so yeah, 4 groups. Group A was like pretty solid. Like once our groups have been settled, I'm like, okay, out of the groups I could be in, Group A is like I'm kind of happy I'm in Group A.
Yeah.
Group B was probably the best one to be in. So that one had Yi Heng Wang, so it was like, okay, he's getting through. But then it had Rashad Delacoste from Switzerland, who's only a little bit faster than me in terms of WCA average. And then it had Li Zhaokun, who's like a new Chinese kid, who's got sub 6, but he's like not on the same top tier as the rest of the Chinese guys. And then there was what's his name? Zhen Chen. And he's the same. Like he's obviously really good, much better than me. But in terms of like Chinese speedcubing, he's like just a step below the top guys.
Yeah, right.
So I think group B was the group to be. Because Group C you had Ruihang, Matty, Tuan, and then another one of the Chinese guys, Zixuan. So and
Is that
Tuan's pretty fast nowadays.
Sichuan Gang?
No, that's Zhuan Yi.
That's
Gang.
Zhuan Yi. Beg your pardon.
And then Group D was the group of death. It had Bofan Zhang, Zhuan Yi Gang, Felix Zemdegs, and Leo Borromeo.
Oh my days. How did
So
Felix go?
that group has Felix as the slowest cuber there, which
Well,
is crazy.
That's what I was
he did
thinking.
decent. He didn't do bad.
Because I was looking at the top 16 and I was thinking of you and like, well, who would you want to draw against? And I was like,
Yeah.
what is this ridiculous situation where you're looking at these top 16 and going, if I get Felix
I want to go
in my
against
group,
Felix. Yeah.
yeah.
I want to go up against Felix. I want to go up against Shunghook Nam. I want to go up against Leo Borromeo. Like those are the people you kind of want to be against, which is
Terrifying.
crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, Felix
crazy.
didn't do bad. He got a 3.6 on one of the souls, which is really hype.
Yeah, that's cool.
And he got close to beating Bofan Zhang, like very close. He had a few match points that he fumbled. But he didn't make it to the top 8. Surprisingly, Leo actually made it to the top 8 from that group. Leo and Zhuan Yu.
I actually was surprised to see Leo in the top 8.
Yeah, everyone was kind of expecting Bofan to do it, but he kind of crumbled under the pressure a bit.
Didn't do it. How old's Bofang? Is he one of the tiny ones?
He's 9.
Yes. So yes.
Yeah. Yes, he is one of the tiny ones. I mean, they're all pretty tiny.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's fair. But then you've got Du Yusheng. He's not tiny.
Du Yufeng.
Du Yufeng. Was it
Yeah.
Yu Shengdu was there, wasn't he? Du Yisheng?
Not competing.
Oh right, okay. I beg your pardon. Um but yeah, it was a scary, scary head to head. And some of the TPS,
Yes,
some of the
I'm pretty sure Ruhang threw down like some 50 in TPS solves. I think maybe even a 60 in TPS solve.
that's wild.
Absolutely bonkers. He was getting fives with like 80 moves.
I do 80 moves. That's like I
Yeah.
now I did hear Dylan talking about that. He got deep into
Yeah.
some technique stuff. And he was talking, I
Yeah.
don't know if you've spoken to Dylan since then or heard any of his commentary, but he was
Not
speaking
recently.
about specifically uh, some of these younger Chinese cubers aren't color neutral necessarily
No, most of
because,
them aren't. It's quite rare to be. Yeah.
because their TPS is so hectic that it actually doesn't give them an advantage.
Yeah, well, really, it's more that now we're getting to the age of speed cubing where you're trying to plan a lot more than we used to. Like, if you go a few years back, all the top cubers were planning their first F2L pair and maybe their second. Nowadays, these top guys like Zhuan Yigang are always planning three and sometimes planning four.
Yeah, that's
And if
wild.
you're thinking you've got only got 15 seconds of inspection, it's more important to plan further in your inspection. Like just immediately go for white or yellow and then plan further than to spend your time wasting deciding which color to pick just for a marginal benefit, you know?
Yes,
So
that's what he
what
was
we're doing
saying. Yeah.
yeah, what we're doing at the moment is because people are only just starting to delve into the depths of planning your full F2L, there's not enough time to pick your best pick the best color and then also plan crazy far into your solve. So it's just better to go, all right, let's do white or let's do yellow. I think a lot of the Chinese guys are just doing white now as well. Um, and then just delve into the solve as much as you can.
Yeah, because you've not got enough time in inspection to be planning two different options for three
Yeah.
F2L pairs.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's brain is that big, surely.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's not at the stage like it is for 2x2 where you want to look like seven solutions. Like no one is able to go look at orange, plan first three pairs, decide it's not good enough. Look at yellow, plan
Yeah.
first three pairs, decide that's not good enough. Like we're not at that stage yet.
Yeah, yeah. So I wanted to ask you just for some questions really around the sort of audience experience and just the technicalities of the show itself, like because it was like a show.
Yeah.
It was like a
Yeah.
I as a viewer, there were some technical difficulties, which was a thing which we'll maybe talk about, but I thought it was such a good watchable thing,
Yeah.
like from my perspective. What did you think of like the format? Because it was kind of based on well, I guess from my own experience, it was based on like how a lot of sort of competitive games are done, right? The bracket system.
Yeah.
Did that
Yeah,
work
no,
for you?
I think the format was an improvement on last year. Last year they had like two stages of double elimination and it was like or maybe even triple elimination. It was very hard to keep track of. I remember watching it in like my hotel room after Worlds. I was sat down with my mate Conan Mo, who speaks a little bit of Chinese, and we were just trying. He was trying to translate, and I was just trying to look at all of the graphics and figure out what the hell was going on. Um, so this year they definitely simplified it a bit, with this like group system for the first stage, and then just a double elimination after that. They made a little bit of a blunder with the grouping system, or with how you seeded into your groups. So they randomly picked everyone to do a head-to-head match, and then the winner of those matches, they were ranked in the top 8 based on their best single for that match,
Yeah.
and the losers from those matches were ranked 9th to 16th based on their best single. So I got a 4 in that match, but I lost, so I ranked 9th.
Yeah.
And then they called out our names one by one from the 1st to the 16th. We took a little card, magnetic card with our name and face on it, and we stuck it on the board in the group we wanted to go in. But the blunder they made is they made the fastest people pick first when there's nothing really to pick. So Timon was the fastest because he got like a 3.3 in the seeding stage, and he goes and he just puts it in Group A because he has no choice to make because no one else has put it there. So it's not until you get to the slower people where you can actually see where everyone's gone in a group, and then they get a choice. So the best place to be was 13th.
Interesting. Yeah, so they should have made the slower people pick the groups first then, so
Yeah,
that the faster people could have been tactical about it.
exactly. Yeah.
I'm with you.
So
Okay.
we weren't entirely sure how it worked, but we were kind of discussing maybe throwing that match, like purposefully losing.
Scandalous.
Which I didn't do. I just lost anyway because I'm not very good. But then I threw because I got it like a 4.7, which I actually thought maybe that would rank me around 12th or 13th. But then everybody else bombed, so I beat people like Matty and Leo who lost their matches.
Right.
So that was a bit of a blunder on my part, but I still got like a decent choice for picking my group.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Sorry, I'm just answering something in the chat. So people are asking, are you going to answer questions from the chat? Yes, we are. Sorry, I've neglected the chat slightly. And I'm being corrected and laughed at because Yu Shengdu, of course, is Mo Yu. So, duh.
Yes, he was at the he was there though.
He
Did
was
show up
there.
for a day.
I knew
Yeah,
I saw him. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I did say good day to him.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so in answer to your question, Amarok, are you answering questions on stream? Yeah, if you've got questions for Chris, you can put them in the chat if they're irrelevant to what we're talking about. That would be great. We are going to get to talking about hardware. We're just talking about SSL, the Silly Sausage League first. There were some tech issues. Chris, here's the thing.
Yes.
You remember the Gan iCarry. You were working here when the Gan iCarry episode happened. And we had all those tech issues, all those returns. And then I got like mega over using my Gan iCarry because it just kept dropping turns and desyncing, and I was like, this is trash. I'm over this. And that's why I love my Qi SCS Smartcube so much, because it in 1400 solves it hasn't dropped a single turn, and I freaking love it. Tell me what was your experience like using the Gan Smartcubes in the competition?
Yeah, so the hardware they have now is very strong. Like, with the weeks leading up to this competition, I was just doing all my solves on this Gan 12 UI, which basically just feels like a Gan 12. I wasn't actually using the Smartcube aspect of it because I just wanted to keep all my times in CS timer, and I also wanted to stay like used to using a stack max. So I didn't want to like fully switch over to using a Smartcube. But this cube is phenomenal. Like in terms of when I've actually used the smart capabilities, I've never had any issues. It always just works. I've now got the new like the maglev one, which is really slow at the moment because I kept a bunch of lube in it and I haven't broken it in. Which comes with a little AirPods charging case.
Yeah, that's cool.
But no, the hardware is really good now. They don't have like the same tech issues they used to have. But the problem is the app and the software is still all terrible. Like it's a really hard app to use, and I think that was what was causing all of the issues at the competition. On the final day, it wasn't as bad. So what you've seen probably wasn't as bad as it was on the first day.
Really?
But I think when I had my match against Shunghook Nam, they called us onto stage, and I swear to God, we were sat there for about a good 20 minutes waiting for them to fix it.
Oh, that's rough.
So yeah, the hardware in terms of the cubes is there now. They just need to sort out their software.
Okay. I mean, that has to an extent always been a problem. The apps are not great. Like nobody's app is good. Hey, you've used the Rubik's one in the Red Bull,
which is surprisingly the best one.
Is it really the best software?
Yeah.
Interesting. And you've used the Moyu one. I've never used the Moyu one, but I've heard it's a bit of a turd.
Yeah, I used it for a few solves, I think.
Have you used it since the V10? Have you used it this year?
No.
Nah, because that was first year. I don't know if it's changed, honestly. The Gan
I think
one's
I used
okay.
it when they were sending out prototypes.
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah, you were prototyping the first one. The Gan one, it's just a terrible user interface.
It has the functionality. It just doesn't. Yeah, it's just disgusting to use. And then in the competition, it has a lot of issues.
It has the functionality if you can find it.
Yeah.
And just not quite stable enough to last the competition. Okay, no. But I mean, was it the actual release version app? Do you know? You might not know this. Was it the actual app you were using, or was it one that the devs were inside?
Well, it was done through like the released app, but then it was using features that I think only devs can access. because they were like
Right.
inviting you to one-on-one matches and stuff like that, which I don't think you can do just as a normal member of the public on the app.
Yeah, it's all randomly or seeded or stuff, isn't it? Like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed with the Chi one. I love it, but
Hmm.
it's getting boring now. It's just like, no, I
Yeah.
want my alg trainer in there. I want the Gan alg trainer in there so I
Yeah.
can grind.
Yeah.
But they haven't changed anything yet. It's taken a little while. Curious Nick in the chat. The Gan app is worse since the update. Amarok making the interesting point. The Rubik software is developed by a company that isn't based out of China, and I think that's the issue.
I think it's based out of Israel, actually.
Is it Israel the Rubik's one comes from?
Yeah.
I wonder if they've got a strong English speaking team that are leading it, because that's, as a Westerner
Yeah.
using these apps, it has been, there's lots of translation issues, but there's also, in my mind, it's not about language or translation or where they've made. It's they just don't seem to be investing in UI and user interface
No.
people.
Yeah.
Like, I think the first company who can nail the UI is going to nail the whole thing.
Yeah.
Did I miss? I'm not sure if I missed any other questions. Someone asking about ferrofluid as a lube. I don't know. I don't know why you would want something magnetic as a lube. And Ian was saying, Chris, you need to compete in Hampshire again.
But I did enjoy my first comp in Hampshire. It was good.
And then Raz and me for being talking to a cubicle guy about the SCS Smartcube. It's not a SpeedCube shop Smartcube. It's the Chi SC-S. But that is an excellent segue into some ads. Hey, don't forget to use code SpeedCube Shop. Code Cubecast at SpeedCube Shop for 5% off. 5% off your order. Don't listen to Chris Mills. Definitely don't use his code at the cubicle. I can't recommend that course of action. That'd be terrible. Cubing Life Academy, save 5% off with code Cubecast. And of course, go to speedcube.co.nz, buy junk from me, and use code Cubecast there as well for 5% off too. And lastly, at cubing.com. That's where I have all the other stuff. That was fun. That was a great segue. Thank you so much for that. Who did that? I can't remember. There's a Hampshire autumn, Ian is saying now as well. So the audience were vibing. Were they having fun?
Yeah, I didn't. So they had a lot of seating, and somebody was saying that they sold out, but it did not seem like they sold out. It was not full. There was still a lot of people there, but yeah, it did not look full. Definitely on the first day, everyone was probably a bit bored because of all the tech issues. I remember
I
looking
did
back
see
at one
someone
point.
saying about them dropping off.
Yeah, and people were probably just like chatting and cubing and stuff like that and not really paying attention, which is fair enough. That's kind of what we were doing.
Yeah.
But they had a couple of signing sessions after the competition on both nights, which was crazy. Like we were sat there for a good like 40 minutes just signing, taking photos, signing, taking photos. Just queues of people.
That's cool.
So that was pretty cool. And that was on both days as well.
That's great. And that gives you an indication of where cubing is in the zeitgeist in China, right? It's because you can't really imagine that happening in the UK or in New Zealand or in Australia even. Maybe for like one or two people.
Yeah. Like at Worlds last year, they did have like signing tables, but people just like didn't really know about it. Because there was like times that people were scheduled to go sit at the signing booths, but not that many people really knew about it. So people would just like go up to like Felix and Max just whenever, because they are accessible at all times. It's not like here where we had our VIP area or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they were just permanently accessible. So what's the point of going to a signing session when you can just go up to them at any time, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that comes back to my point, and something I want to, when Dylan's going to come on the stream later this season, and I want to talk to him about this kind of stuff. But I think, yeah, WCA real good at putting on cube competitions.
Yeah.
Not necessarily great at putting on spectator events.
No.
But Gan has done that really well, I think, in some regards, because they just got the best cubers in the world and made them battle at 3x3. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to watch. Yeah. You know? For sure. Okay, I am gonna move things on, hey, because I want to talk to you about we've kind of covered the smart cubes, I suppose. But here's the deal, okay? You went to the GAN retail store, which we'll talk about in a minute,
The factory.
and the GAN factory, and you got
Yeah.
your gross little hands on some very exciting stuff, hey?
Yeah.
Tell us about the Gan Square-1 because you have used it, right? You have
Yes.
used it, you have turned
Yes.
it, you've had a peek inside, and you've had a look at its potentially what's going on inside there.
Yeah.
And more importantly, nobody told you not to talk about it.
No one,
So
no one told me not to talk about it. So
let's go.
yeah.
So
No,
give us the details.
we were leaving the factory, and there was just like a few of us. We kind of broke off from the main group, and we were looking around like I think it was the engineering department, and we had a chat with like the head of engineering and whatnot. And then we're like, oh wait, where's Rohan gone? And we'd lost track of him. Anyway, he'd wandered off and found himself a Gan Square-1 and was having a play with that. So he comes back. I'm like, oh, that's the Gan Square-1. So I give it a turn. That's when I send you the photo, and I'm like, Gan Square.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of a play with it, and I'm like, oh, this is good. It just felt like a good MGC, like a really strong MGC. But yeah, then I think it kind of did the rounds. Like this one Gan Squan that we kind of yoinked from the factory was just doing the rounds, and it ended up in Bofan's hands, and he can't really. I don't think he could even solve a square one. But then I've got a clip of me going up to Bofan. I'm like, hey Bofan, what do you think of the cube? What do you think of the square one? And he's like, it's hard. And then I go, oh, do you like the cube? And he looks at the camera and goes, no. So that's pretty funny. But no, it's really good. I have no idea when it's coming out.
No.
There was just one Gan Squan going around the place. I kind of tempted to steal it, but I didn't have the balls.
Yeah. I wouldn't mess with China. It's not the place to muck around. So I got I connected with someone on Reddit who sent me a bunch of screenshots of some just hectic messages they were sending to someone who has the Gan Square-1. And it looks like, from what I can tell from these messages, which I might publish once I need to go through and censor them and everything like that. But essentially what it boils down to is that they, at one stage, had a GAN 14-like adjustment system. But they have now, at some point in the prototype process, they've ditched that, and it is maglev with a screw. That is my understanding from these messages that I've seen.
That's not what I saw.
It's not.
I saw like an adjustment system.
Well,
I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's like the new one. But yeah, I did see an adjustment system.
Did you? Okay, that's really interesting. Did you see adjustable magnets?
No. I don't remember seeing that.
No.
Okay. But let me just the adjustment system was I did not steal one, but the adjustment system was like this one.
Right. Okay. This is big reveals. Okay, cool. So we have an actual GES adjustment system in the one that you saw anyway, which is interesting because whoever the person is that I got these messages from, the person claiming to have the Gan Square-1 said that it was one of those, but that they had changed it back to a maglev with a screw. So maybe there's different versions.
Maybe.
But it's interesting that the one you had in your hands less than a week ago had that adjustment system. This has been one of my favorite cubes to chase down the rabbit hole because every single time we find out something about it, it's immediately contradicted by someone else, which is great. The one you had was frosted. It wasn't UV.
That might be correct. I can't.
It looked
remember.
Frosted in the picture.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's not to say anything because they bring out different versions of all these things anyway.
Yeah.
So that was at the factory. That wasn't at the retail store.
Yes,
they're not letting you play with that at the retail store yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, let's just summarize because I got to clip all these into videos. You know how it is. I got to get those clicks. So, the Gan Square-1. What have we learned from Chris Mills' trip to China? The one that you played with, let's be clear, the one that you used at the factory We don't know what stage of prototyping that is necessarily, but it had a GES system, which to
Yeah.
your eye looked similar to the GAN 14.
Yeah.
It didn't have adjustable magnets, as far as you can remember,
Yeah.
and it felt pretty good by your.
Yeah. It turned good. Turned good.
Did it have a GAN feel? Can a Square-1 have a GAN feel?
Not really.
Okay, that's interesting.
Like
All right,
you probably could have slapped like an MGC logo on it and convinced me it was just a good MGC. If
that's
I didn't
very
take a
interesting.
look at the guts.
Yeah, okay. It had a GAN look to it. I don't know how to explain it, but the corners of the pieces had a GAN look to them, I think, in my opinion, anyway, for sure. And it had that frosty GAN that we've all kind of learned to expect. Okay, cool. So that was our first bit of hardware goss from the factory. Another one that I wanted to ask you about is the new GAN 4x4.
Yeah.
Is that one that you saw at the factory as well?
So that's one that most of the Gan Gurus have been given now. So Matty had one, Himon had one, I think Felix has been given one as well. So they've been, I think they're probably kind of at the similar stage to where like the 5x5 was at the start of the year.
Yeah.
When we started seeing like Timon and stuff like that using it in comp. So I think they're a lot closer to release than the Square-1. I did not see it in the factory or in the retail store or anything like that. And they wouldn't give me one.
Dang it.
But yeah, all of the like the fast 4x4 Gan Gurus seem to have one, and I did a few solves, and it's solid.
So it's infinitely better than the original GAN 4x4.
Yes, it's usable this time.
Yeah, there we go. It's actually usable is like
Yeah.
usable is better than nothing. Oh, yo, Dylan Miller in the chat as well. Welcome along. Ian asking, did the core of the Square-1 break immediately like an MGC?
Well, I did one solve and it didn't break, so.
Well, there we go. That's exactly when this kid was sent me these messages, texting this other person who apparently has the Square. He was just like, "Is the core gonna break? Is this gonna happen? Are the edges breaking? Is this breaking?" I was like, Timmy, relax. Like, this is very early days. Okay, so the 4x4 was, and everyone's getting the glossy ones?
I don't remember.
Okay. Interesting. Have you got an in now, do you reckon? Have you got an in to maybe get in the Gan Guru? Because you're not Rubik's anymore.
Possibly, yeah.
Are we
maybe.
see
But
Chris Mills Gan Guru?
I've heard they're kind of trying to tighten up their teams a little bit and maybe drop a few people, make it a bit smaller, I think. So
Right, okay. Because there's quite a lot of gurus now, hey?
yes, there's a fair few.
A fair few worldwide. Surely you've got an in from the Silly Sausage League. Like, surely.
Yeah.
Surely
sure.
there's an in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. That's what we've learned about the 4x4. We like it. It is infinitely better than the original 4x4. We're happy about that.
Yeah.
It is going to be competitive.
Yeah.
What are
it's not quite on the level of the GAN 5x5. Like, I was trying it and I'm like, I don't know if this is better than my Vin. But people will like it. Some people will main it, I think, but I don't think it's going to be like, this is obviously the best like the GAN 5x5 was.
Right. Okay. That's telling. And did you see if it was, that must be screw adjustment, right? For the 4x4.
I didn't have a look, but I assume so, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think, it'd be pretty hard work to get a GES system in a 4x4, I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon for sure. Okay. The last cube that we know about that you used is the one that every little Timmy wants for Christmas. It's the GAN 15. We are going to see it this year, 100%. I'm willing to bet actual currency on that. I think we'll see the 4x4 too. I don't know if we'll see the Squan, but I think we'll have 4x4 by Christmas. Tell me about the 15, because you used the 15 at the retail store, right?
At the factory.
At the factory.
We were given a tour of the factory, and we got taken up to the top floor where they had most of their offices and like a kind of meeting room kind of thing, and like their showroom. And we walked to like the meeting room, and across these like 3 tables, they had 15 different prototypes of the GAN 15.
Oh, snap.
And they had QR codes on each table, and you were supposed to go to each table, trial the cubes, open up the QR code, and pick your favorite one.
Right.
So they were trying to use this as a way to like get everyone testing a bunch of different versions. Because I mean, imagine sending 15 versions to all of their Gan gurus.
Yeah, that's not gonna
That would
work.
be a pretty spenny or day.
You know what?
Um,
Like what I've observed from the event and everything around the event, Gan have got their stuff together, right? They are
yeah, they got a fair bit of
organized.
dosh.
Yeah, they've got money and they are organized with it. But yeah, of course, when you've got the 16 fastest cubers in the world, or what? No, well, that's not true. The you've got 16 hugely fast, accomplished cubers. I've just remembered Dylan's in the chat, and I realized that was technically wrong. So I was like, oh no,
Yeah,
chill.
and I was at the competition as well.
And also,
So it
you were
can't be the
there.
16 fastest. Yeah.
But you've got all of this talent and all of this hardware knowledge. Of course, you're going to get them to absolutely grind on these 15 prototypes.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
like
we
that
were sat there for a good hour or so, just having a spin all the cubes. They had some spring versions, they had some maglev versions, they had ones with slightly different centerpiece design, stuff like that. I think mostly it was just like different magnets because they don't have the GAN 15 doesn't have adjustable magnets. At least these prototypes didn't, which
What?
I'm a fan of because I just
I'm
think it's a
also
bit
a
of a
fan of.
gimmick. Just figure out what's the best magnet strength, which I guess is what we were doing, and then sell that.
Well,
So I really like that.
when you worked here, I used to rant. We both used to rant and rave about adjustable magnets
Yeah,
because they
and that's what.
break and they're a pain in the butt and they're essentially nothing. They're nothing,
Yeah,
in my opinion. People
yeah, because
disagree.
that's something we never saw. We never saw like a GAN 12 duo, one without
Hmm.
adjustable magnets.
I know, and
But
that's
no,
sad.
the GAN 15, it was good. Uh, like yeah, like I never really used the 14. I had a couple 13s and I never really liked it. And the 14 just felt like an improvement on the 13, but the 15 feels like an improvement on the 12. So I think people actually use this one. It feels like they were like, okay, let's scrap everything we've been doing with the 13 and 14. We know the 12 is our best cube. Let's figure out how we can make it better. And it seems like they did. It feels like they did. I enjoyed using it.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I saw Dylan in the chat saying this is their chance to end their run of poopy cubes. And I think I
Yeah,
agree.
exactly.
It's just been
Yeah.
problems since the 12, really.
Yeah.
I missed that. There was a question in the chat. Yes, Chris is now in New Zealand. He's not UK anymore. Ian saying, Mo, you can't have a bad cube. That's because Dylan's in the chat. What else? That's about it. Someone's asking if you could adopt someone. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, cool. That's very exciting. The 15 with no adjustable magnets. I did not have that on my bingo card for 2024. I would not have called that for the GAN 15. That's really interesting. And I don't hate it.
No, me neither. I like it.
As a retailer who deals with returns, I don't hate that.
Yeah. As someone who's sick of switching the magnets back on my cubes because they were always switching, I don't like it.
Do they still do that? Because that was a problem on the 11.
My Tornado does it. Oh, and my new GAN 12 I got last week has done it already.
Rip. That's sad. So I think the biggest question after the 14 and the 14 Pro, when you and all these speedsters were around the table with these 15 cubes testing them, how many of them popped?
I don't think I saw one pop.
That's very
I don't think I saw a single one pop.
That's really encouraging.
And that was, there was a lot of people sat around the table giving them a spin.
And if you were there for an hour, it would have been a hell of a lot of turns as well, because some of these kids are doing 15 per second.
Yeah. Good for you, 100,000 turns probably.
Okay, well, that's really encouraging. Really encouraging. Now, you saw, when you were at the GAN factory, you saw a GAN cube that I don't think anyone has talked about yet. Right?
What did I see? Oh, I didn't see, I heard.
You heard? Okay, you didn't see it, you heard. So this is the literal scalding hot tea coming out of the GAN factory right now. Tell us about what you heard about, as much as you're comfortable to tell me.
Yeah. So I heard Shunghuk Nam talking with the I think it was the head of engineering about a GAN 6x6. which I think is very early stages. I didn't see anything. I don't think Nam has tried any sort of prototypes, but it is something they're working on.
Now, it's not your first language, but do you know, did he give you the lowdown on what exactly the conversation was? Like, hey, you should do a 6x6. Oh, yeah, maybe we'll
I
do
think
that.
it was, yes, we're working on it.
Okay, there we are.
Yeah.
So that's the T on the GAN 6x6. As far as we can tell, they are actively working on one. Don't ask me how much it's going to cost in the comments. Don't ask me when it's releasing in the comments, because it doesn't exist. But it does exist in it's on the whiteboard at GAN. I think we can probably say that much. Like it's on the plan. That is massive. That is massive. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate the rundown on all the hardware, because we've had so much speculation, which I think is being run very well by GAN. Like, I think them putting embargo on the people who have been given the cubes and enforcing that has been really good, because those of us who aren't under embargo have just been able to get ourselves in an absolute froth and frenzy, just like looking for these little scraps of information lying around all over the place. So they've done that well. I think similarly with what happened with Chi and the tornadoes and their leaked videos, I think that was an accident, but I think it's played off really well for them as well. Who are the GAN Big Cube people? Apart from Felix.
Timon and
of course, Timon's rocking a 5.
And Shohuk Nam. Yeah.
True indeed. Yeah, okay. That's going to be a really interesting time, I think, in the next kind of year for GAN hardware.
They're really taking over. They're just like, they're making everything, and then they make it like the 5x5, boom, best 5x5. The 2x2, everyone's using that now. The C.U.B.E., they made one C.U.B.E. and everyone still uses it.
True.
The Megaminx, I think the Megaminx is the best now. I've got one, I use it. I think most of the top people are using the GAN Mega now. They're like really taking over everything now. Not just 3x3. That's incredible.
Thank you so much to Popey Jopey. I don't know who that is in the chat for that one. €1 super chat. They didn't ask anything. They just dropped a little euro on us. So that's very nice. Just for that tea.
Does that mean it's my euro?
I guess. Shall we split it once YouTube takes their take, we'll split it. How about that? I think the biggest revelation there out of all those cubes is the GAN 15, about you not seeing adjustable magnets on the GAN 15. That's actually massive.
And it also being good.
And it's good. That's also actually, after
another,
the 13
another
and 14,
trash cube like the 13, 14, 14 Pro, you know?
After the 13 and 14, that is quite surprising as well, the fact that it's not just complete trash.
Yeah. No, we all like it.
The last thing I want to ask you about, and I will let you go, because I've basically monopolized you and interrogated you for this entire podcast today, which I do appreciate. So thank you so much for that. Show some love in the chat for Chris for hanging out with us all day and being interrogated. I want to... I made a video ages ago when the GAN retail store opened, and I spoke about the fact that we had one here. You used to work in it as well. The GAN one is a couple of steps beyond where we were, you know.
Yeah,
we can't compare it, but we worked in a shop where we were able to hang out with people and sell cubes and talk about cubes and solve cubes, and that was pretty fun. Tell me about your experience in the GAN retail store. What was in there and what did you get up to?
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. It wasn't very big. Probably not much bigger than what we had to be. Oh no, okay, a little bit bigger.
It looked
maybe if you included dead video, probably like same sort of space.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, they had a lot of cubes on display. But the really fun thing is they had like a build your own minifigure thing, like they had it at like Lego stores, where it was like the exact same sort of like tubs. You went up and you grabbed all the pieces. And you like they're all like split pieces as well, so you had to like make an edge and make a corner, and put caps on and stuff like that. So you had to grab all of that. They had like I think 6 different colors, but they were cool colors like pink, purple, a weird blue, stuff like that. So you went, you grabbed all your pieces, you filled up your box with the right pieces. There was instructions of how many you needed of each, and then you sat down and assembled it. And it was not easy assembling it. I'll
Yeah,
say that. Like it
putting
was pretty
stickerless
tricky. It
cubes
was very
together. They're
very finicky.
yeah. Eh,
But I don't have the one I made now because I gave it to my friend last night.
oh no!
Um, but I assembled it. It had like pink internals, purple caps, and then it was stickered as well, which was pretty cool.
Oh my gosh! You
Um,
have if you got a photo of it, I need to see a photo of that because it sounds so swag.
yeah, yeah. I think I've got some videos of it.
So there's a service. There always has been a service on the GAN website where you can build a cube in there. I can't remember what it's called, GAN Infinity or something like that.
Yeah,
And I remember Tim G, a New Zealand cuber, a New Zealand delegate who's now in Berkeley in California. He had one and it was just beautiful. It had these
yeah.
it had a sort of what's that deep red internals.
Ah, yeah.
It was just stunning. It was such a nice looking cube. Um,
Yeah.
and that's
But
really
no, it
exciting
was
that you can do that.
yeah, it was like it was very close to being awesome, but it was just very hard. Like it was very finicky to put all the pieces together and assemble the whole thing. And it's like some of the pieces weren't like fully clicking in, so it was a bit unsatisfying.
Oh,
I
right.
think like they're close, like it was really cool, but they just need to like I don't know, design pieces that are easier to fit together or something like that, or maybe somehow simplify the process, or I don't know, maybe up the quality control or whatever, so the pieces actually snap together a bit better. Um, because I mean, me as a 22-year-old man who's been cubing for 10 years, has worked in cube shops, has disassembled God knows how many cubes. I struggled.
Yeah.
I struggled to assemble that thing.
That's tough to
Um,
hear.
yeah,
I think it's
but no, it was good fun.
such a
It
cute
was cool.
concept. Curious Nick, official Timmy in the chat, loving the build a cube concept. Poppy Jopy saying that they reckon that the GAN Infinity doesn't exist anymore on the online shop. Dang,
Well, sure, yeah.
that was a video that I never made, but I had the idea for, which was just like, what's the most expensive cube I can build? Like, how many thousands of dollars can I spend on a cube? Um, that was and did you come away? Was it a magnetic cube you came away with?
Yes, it was the 356 ME.
Yeah, right. Okay, really good cube actually. Well,
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
divisive cube. It's blocky, so I love it.
Yeah.
But other people hate it just because it's blocky. So what does it cost you to put a cube together like that then?
I don't know. I
Because
have
you're
no
such a
idea how much it
baller.
cost. They
Because
just gave us all the stuff
you're
and told
basically
us to
GAN
make a
guru
cube.
now. You're a GAN guru in all but name. They were just like, yeah, here you go. Just go ahead, spend
Yeah.
some of that GAN money.
Because they had the same thing at the factory, and I'm like, oh, can I make one? And they're like, yeah. And then I go to start making it. I'm like, oh no, not now. We'll do it at the store later. I'm
Oh,
like,
okay. Did they
But
have
it was
you
pretty
put in-
hectic because the store was like very busy, and everyone was trying to like grab the pieces for their cubes and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. So it was just a regular day at the store. There were regular customers in there as well.
I think so, but it got very busy when we all showed up because
I
I
bet
mean,
it
there's
did.
obviously 16 of us. I don't think Yiheng and Joanyi came, so there's 14 of us competitors plus like
A
parents,
ton of
and
parents
then
for someone.
plus
Yeah.
I think some other people caught on that we were going there, so there was like quite a few photos being taken and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. Of course, they'd have been getting involved in some.
I mean, imagine that you're at the GAN store just hanging out, and then like 16 of the world's best speedcubers show up out of nowhere, and you're like, what?
Yeah. Absolutely, super hungry. Well, and so it's in a last question, and I will let you go. It's in like a mall, right? It's in like a real
Yeah.
fancy mall.
Yeah.
So they're getting that foot traffic. It's not sitting
Yeah.
through the tunnel here in Littleton,
No.
getting no foot traffic. They've done it well. They've done better than we did. And I'm happy for them for that. Hey Chris, thank you so much. I'm gonna let you go now,
That's all right.
and then I'm gonna wrap things up. Enjoy I hope you spend your winnings irresponsibly. I am so pleased that they invited you out. I thought that was super cool of them to let a normie
Well, I had
cuber
to
go out as well.
qualify.
You did? Oh, you did. Yes.
I did have to qualify.
Of course you did. It wasn't a sympathy invite. You did qualify.
No. Yeah.
Do you know if they're going to run, like, when's SSL going to happen again? Is it going to be an annual thing?
Next year. Next year.
They're probably going to have to look at the balance sheet this year and be like, huh, that was expensive. Hey.
Yes. Yeah.
And maybe consider, because I haven't seen much content from them about it yet in a big
No.
way. They've released like the group picking part and the intros I noticed earlier this morning. So we got to see you go up on stage and you were doing your best impression of pretending to know what the lady was saying in Chinese when she was introducing you. You did very well. You looked very polite.
I didn't realize they posted that. I'll have to have a look.
Yeah, that's just come up today. So I think maybe they're going to release the whole competition.
Yeah.
So yeah, right, nice. I will let you go. I'm literally gonna hang up on you in Discord unceremoniously, and then I'll do the outro and all that kind of stuff and speak to the chat and stuff. People saying goodbye in the chat, and saying thanks very much for coming on and spilling all the Gan tea. Appreciate it. We will catch you soon. All right.
See ya.
There we go. That was our man, Chris Mills. Let me just chuck this back together and we'll go from there. Hey, thank you all for hanging out in the chat today. Thank you so much to our sponsors here on Cubecast. SpeedCube Shop. Go there and use code Cubecast. Save 5% off any of the stuff you order. Cubing Life Academy. You can save 5% on their amazing courses as well. Antoine Canton, we're going to have him on to represent MoYu very, very soon. This season as well. We've got lots of big names coming on this season. Dylan said he would come on. Cam is going to come on. I'm going to be on a week in cubing. That's what we're organizing just now. And also, who else is coming on? Oh no, I've forgotten someone now. Antoine, Cam, Dylan. Yeah, no, I think that's it. That's plenty. That's plenty, all right? Is that enough for you? Also, use code Cubecast at speedcube.co.nz. You can buy cube sauce there. It's my lube. It's real good. And lastly, at cubing.com, you can buy t-shirts there. You can buy Cubecast merch there. All of that noise. Okay, that's enough, eh? Right, I think that's pretty much it for today. John Baxter, official Timmy in the chat. Now, I'm just going to run back into the chat because I missed a bunch of stuff there. Yeah, that's sad, Popey Jopey. That's not, I'm sure Popey Jopey's not how you want me to say your name, but I think it's how I'm going to say it because that's how I'm enjoying saying it. Popey Jopey confirming that the GAN Infinity option isn't there on the website anymore, so that's sad. Jonathan asking, what does blocky mean in this case? Well, here's the thing, Jonathan. Cube reviews are always subjective. People will say things feel papery and sandy. I've never felt anything feel sandy. I'm more of a papery man, but blocky means your turning has to be a bit more precise. It's not that it doesn't have corner cutting. It just feels like, I don't know. It's really hard. It's really difficult. And this is why I always advise new cubers, get your hands on as many different cheap cubes from different manufacturers as you can. Get an entry-level GAN, get an entry-level MoYu, get an entry-level Chi-E, use them and consider yourself, what do they feel like, you know? You might think that something feels in a certain way and you might think, oh, maybe that's what blocky means. People have said this cube is blocky, so think about what that feels like, right? Don't tell people that a cube is blocky unless you've actually felt it and you consider it to feel blocky, is my advice as well. Like, people talk a lot of smack around cubes and you've all got your own paws and your own brains. You can work stuff out for yourself. So Jonathan, yeah, following on from that, saying, is blocky good or bad? It's neither. It's neither. It's just one of the things that a cube can feel, and good or bad is subjective depending on if you like that or not. I am calling Chris future Mega Minx world champion. Yeah, let's see. Oh, Popey Jopey has come back. Depends on your preference. The SSL is the Smartcube Super League that GAN just ran. It was a 3x3 head-to-head Smartcube competition, which was pretty cool. I advise you hunt that down. You can go and watch some English commentary on the Happy Feet Productions YouTube channel. Dylan Miller, who was in the chat earlier on, he was one of the commentators with one of the guys from Cubers Live, I think. They did some English commentary along with that. And oh, yeah, Popey Joby Rami. I did see this in the chat and I forgot to reference it. Popey Jopey confirming that the Gan 4x4 will have a screw. We saw that on Stuff's YouTube channel, I think. Well, that was fun. Hey, that was a kind of slightly all over the place, over-caffeinated conversation with a slightly tired Chris Mills, all about the Gan SSL Season 2, which just happened at the weekend there in China. Beth just made it in time for the end of her first live stream. So yeah, that happens. Thank you all so much for joining. I'm going to go and have some breakfast and chop all this up and make some videos about it. What time in New Zealand? It is 10:52 here in New Zealand on Friday morning. So we're on Thursday morning. So we're slightly in the future here. Is there anything else I need to tell you? I don't really know, except that I appreciate you. Thank you all so much to everyone who has subscribed. The subscriber counter is clearly not working today because we're now at 3,739, creeping towards that 4,000. I really appreciate all of you for watching, all of you for showing up. The best thing you can do is just like and share the videos as they come out, if you think they're going to be interesting to people. If you want, you can become an official Timmy. You can join the channel. Apparently, if I say join the channel, become a channel member, the little join button on the video on demand will light up now. That's a new thing YouTube have added. So that's pretty exciting, hey? Ian asking, do I do Boomer Cuber anymore? I don't really use that channel anymore because I used that as an experimental channel when I was kind of developing this idea. Jonathan's another Boomer Cuber. Appreciate you. It's 1 a.m. for Jonathan. It's 1 a.m. for Popey Jopey. What the hell are you doing listening to me yap when you could be sleeping? I'm going to go, everyone. This is the end of the stream. Thanks again to Chris for joining us. Stay tuned because, yeah, we've got some cool guests coming on this season, which is pretty exciting. None of them are confirmed as an actual date yet, but they have all said, yes, cool, we'll do that. And on the 30th of August, that's my birthday. And I've got a history of doing childish things on my birthday. And this year, the childish thing I want to do is I want to stream some video games. I want to play Halo, right? I want to play Halo. I'm going to do that on my birthday, which I think for you in the US and the UK is the August the 29th, but it'll be August the 30th here. I'm going to stream for like 5 hours. Just going to rip through Halo and have fun. Bye, everyone. Bye.